Hi, everybody. Don't mean to startle you. I am okay. I had surgery, emergency eye surgery last week. You may have remembered back in July, I had surgery. Uh, the eye issues continue. I actually had a detached retina this time, and yesterday I finally got permission. It'd been over a week of being face down to let my eye heal. There's an oil bubble in there. I can't see very well out of my eye. But I'm back to work today, and I'm feeling very grateful to have my head up and to be looking around. So this actually looks a lot better than it did. I'm healing well, and thank you for your concern in my other video. So I'm okay, and we're just going to keep moving forward with gratitude. But I really wanted to address a question someone had asked several weeks ago, and I thought it was such a great question. I'll read it to you here. What differentiates DID parts and internal family systems parts, IFS parts? So this person was questioning, I'm questioning whether my parts are actually DID parts. They were diagnosed with DID, or regular inner child IFS for people with no history of trauma. So again, let me preface this with this is just my experience, my clinical insight, and my opinion. I'm not doing this based on any kind of research that I've done. It's my own experience over the years working with many people that do have DID or dissociate, even if it's not full-blown DID. And then I also treat people that do not have DID or extreme dissociation with internal family systems, because I just think it's such a helpful modality to take it out of our, when we feel like it's my whole being is like I'm a train wreck or I'm making a mess of my life. IFS allows us to step back from it and look at the different parts of myself that are activated. So it's not my whole self that's trying to be controlling or that feels terrified of being alone or that's acting out in some harmful way. It's a part of me that, for reasons, is very active right now. And that is the primary reason why I like internal family systems. It takes away the shame and there's something wrong with me, and it just normalizes that even if we don't have significant history of trauma or especially complex trauma, everybody's gone through stuff in childhood. We may have really great parents, but there are times, because humans are not perfect, there are times when we don't get our needs met, or something scary happens, or somebody isn't there to comfort us right in the moment. And as a result of that, these different parts form. It's very normal. We all have them. Back to the complex PTSD, my experience with working with people who have DID, everybody that has DID has complex trauma, meaning ongoing childhood trauma, either what they didn't get or what did happen to them. And that ongoing, no way out kind of feeling is what has been the causative factor in their personality splitting off and having these different literal personalities and identities that live inside of them for good reason. It helped them get out of this horrific thing that's happening to me right now. So back to this question, what differentiates DID parts and internal family systems parts? My experience, DID parts are specific identities with a different name, a different history, a different recollection of the experience, and oftentimes that experience that part or that personality has had is kind of like it starts in a certain time frame. that does make sense if you know the person's history a little bit more. So maybe if it's a teenager part, it started when they were 16, let's say. And they may or may not have memories of things that have actually happened. So they may remember certain things, but not have the bigger picture like maybe the main person has. So the DID parts have their own name, their own voice, their own age, what they like, their preferences, their perception of things and the world and the whole system. Sorry, there was a little blip there. And straight up internal family systems, that is not the case. The person gets activated, whether it's an exile that's feeling a lot of, often it's fearful or sad, alone, abandoned, those kinds of feelings are hallmarks to me in the work I do, my understanding of exile parts. And managerial parts are, they care how they appear to the world, they're going to take charge, they're going to prevent things from happening, they're warriors, they're just a step beyond exile to protect exile and the rest of the system. And again, firefighter parts are ones that can get us in trouble. They're going to be a little bit more extreme. They're either going to be hyper aroused, like rageful or really anxious, panicky, or they're going to be the hypo, more shut down, avoidant. And yet the main person knows that I am still myself. Like, I know exactly how old I am. I know my name. I know where I came from. They're oriented to time and place and who they are. With DID, that is not always the case. That, in fact, often it's not. They are not oriented, especially to time and place, because they have their own separate personality that may or may not be aware that it's 2024. Internal family systems, there may be a big flood of feelings and emotions and behaviors even, but the person is still oriented or can easily be oriented to 2024 or whatever the date may be. You may be watching this and it's 2027. I don't know. But today it's October 2nd, 2024. And I'm Colleen Johnston. And I'm sitting here in my office. And yet I know that I have some little parts that maybe are worried. That I could be activated. But I still know who I am. It's not a separate personality. With DID, it is a separate personality. So that's all I have for now. I probably went on and on a little bit too much, but thank you so much for that suggestion, and I'm interested to hear about your experience in the comments, and thanks for being here.